encourages American, quote, diplomatic and consular posts to display shows of support for Black Lives Matter tomorrow. That would be the one-year anniversary of the death of George Floyd. The memo says that U.S. embassies can fly a BLM flag and that diplomats should reference Black Lives Matter in their speeches. Should American ambassadors come out against the nuclear family, as BLM has, for socialism, as BLM has, for race hatred, as BLM does every day? What the State Department doesn't appear to understand, or maybe this is the whole point, is that the existence of BLM is a national humiliation to the United States. The rest of the world is watching, of course. We're America. They pay close attention to what we do. Listen to these Chinese officials from recently explain that BLM is a sign that the United States is a terrible place.
There are many problems within the United States regarding human rights, and the challenges facing the United States in human rights are deep-seated. They did not just emerge over the past 4 years, such as Black Lives Matter. It did not come up only recently.
Right. So if we ever had a State Department whose message to the world is, yes, the United States is terrible, that's exactly the message that they are sending. That's what they believe. Should they be representing us to the world? Should people who don't like the country be running the country? They are. The State Department did not respond to our request today for clarification. They didn't comment at all. So instead, we called Roy Murdoch. He's a contributing editor at National Review Online. We're happy to have him with us. Troy, thanks a lot for joining us. What do you think the message here is exactly?
Actually, what the message is not. The message is not the areas in which the State Department ought to be focused right now. I mean, just in the last few weeks, we've seen about a huge increase of 944% month on month in April of illegal alien encounters on the southern border. We've seen rockets being fired from Hamas, Iranian rockets, but our beloved allies in Israel. You had the Colonial Pipeline shut down by cyber hackers who are still alive and well and on the run in Russia. And we're still, as you mentioned and discussed at the top of the hour, trying to figure out how a virus got out of Wuhan, China, came here to this country, killed almost 600,000 of us. I think the State Department ought to spend some time on any one of those priorities before turning themselves into basically the public relations arm of Black Lives Matter.
I mean, BLM is a political organization, among many other things, but it's in effect a political party. I mean, should the State Department be promoting a political party at U.S. embassies in foreign countries? I can't think of a precedent for that.
I don't think they should. And imagine if 2025, if Donald J. Trump is reelected president, if we have President Ron DeSantis, imagine if U.S. embassies overseas were flying flags of the National Rifle Association or the National Right to Life Committee. I don't equate those peaceful groups with Black Lives Matter, which has an incredible recent violent history. But imagine how people on the left would respond if we had NRA flags flying over the U.S. Embassy in Paris, the U.S. Embassy in London. I don't think they'd be very happy. And I think that to have that kind of a political organization represented by U.S. diplomats who are supposed to be neutral and focused on advancing America's national interests and American diplomacy, those things just seem completely out of place and totally inappropriate.
Yeah, or how about the flag of the QAnon Army that threatens us? I mean, maybe we should fly the QAnon Army flag, whatever that is.
Over the U.S. Embassy in Moscow. Imagine such a thing. Amazing.
Yeah, it tells you a lot. Roy Murdoch, great to see you. Thank you.
Great.